During World War I, trench warfare developed, and it turns out that all the nations needed a lot of handguns. The French in particular turned to Spanish makers, and they ended up with a gun we call the Ruby, based on John Moses Browning principles.
The most popular gun you've never heard of is the Ruby. It was made in Spain, and believe it or not, it was one of the standard French sidearms throughout the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
At the start of World War I, the standard issue pattern gun in the French military arsenal is the Model 1892 revolver. And it's clear that there's not nearly enough to put one in the hands of every officer that's going to the front. And so in 1915, the French approach Gabilondo y Uresti, which is one of many makers in the Eibar region of Spain that is known for making small pocketable handguns.
To make a long story short, they discovered that the Spaniards were making basically what was a copy, a rip-off copy of the Colt 1903 auto pistol, a superb gun. And they called it the Ruby. That was their trade name on it. Very, very well built, 32 ACP. It held one round more than a regular 1903 Colt. And the French looked at that and they said, this is just the ticket. This is just what we need for our troops. So they ordered thousands and thousands of them.
When World War I breaks out, the Spanish firm of Gabilondo is approached by the French government. And the French government says, we're going into war, and we don't have enough pistols, and we need you to make 130,000 pistols for us. And as any good businessman, he says, certainly, I'll make them. But we only got 12 guys working here. And they said, well, go ahead and farm it out. And that's exactly what Gabilondo did.
Ultimately, there end up being, in addition to Gabilondo, 4 other makers, official makers, of the Spanish Ruby pistol as part of this initial contract. Problem is that word gets out that the French are in desperate need of guns. And there are dozens of makers in the Eibar region of Spain who are capable of producing exactly the kind of pistol that the French military need. And so all of them start submitting these guns or patterns of these Ruby guns to the French government, and the French start buying them from basically anyone that is willing to make them. And ultimately, almost 50 different Spanish makers are involved in the production of Ruby pistols throughout the course of World War I. And these guns get made after the war as well. It turns out there's a market for this pretty small, easy to carry 32 ACP chambered semi-automatic pistol.
Having 50 different manufacturers at that day and age did not lend well to interchangeability of parts, to uniform manufacturing, even down to the magazines had to be stamped with the name of the original manufacturer because they wouldn't interchange, which creates an interesting conundrum for collectors today who want to shoot rubies. You got to make sure you're shooting one that has all the original parts.